Hey, good morning everybody. Ed the Pond Professor here. I am coming to you from Cantigny Park. This is the location of the Idea Garden project that we started working on. Just wanted to show you some of the other unique things that they have there at this amazing facility. The key to a successful wetland is having the right mixture of gravel. You guys did a phenomenal job over here on these stepping stones. I can't stress it enough. The whole goal of this project was kind of recreate that really unique Illinois landscape. Every day continues to change dramatically. That's because we have an incredible team out here and great equipment. Check this out. So they got an incredible collection of tanks. There's some kids climbing all over these things. They have an incredible war museum inside of there, but just beautiful, beautiful grounds. And the Idea Garden that we're working on is right on the other end of all of this. They have a steady stream of people coming through, and I just want to show you a little bit behind the scenes stuff of what you could actually see here at Cantigny Park. Electricians are here bringing out power to our pumps. They already put in the trenching last week, pulling some wire. Conduit coming over here. This is going over to our pump vaults. And now we are doing our trenching for our water feature. So we're messing around a little bit right now with some of the stepping stones. We're trying to fine tune those, working with the designers here on site to make sure that it meets their requirements. They have safe stepping stones, which is going to be right through this area here. Bridge is cutting across over here, stone bridge, stepping stones here, large boardwalk over on that side, so highly interactive. The guys right now are leveling out the gravel. We have more gravel that just arrived. We're waiting for that to be shuffled back here. Every day it continues to change dramatically. That's because we have an incredible team out here, so the collaboration is key for the success. So we have the right group of guys out here to assist us. And great equipment. So Nelson and Bryce are over here working on our stepping stones, just kind of locking everything in place. Waterfall foam. The nice thing about it is it will expand underneath those rocks and it will help lock the shims in place, but it also gives it a little bit of rigidity as well. Stepping stones are relatively tight, and the reason being is there's going to be a lot of kids here. So I'm liking the way this is all looking. Got these really cool steps going through. We got our beautiful log, nice planking bed in the background. You can see they're dropping in our gravel over here inside the wetland to get that to the appropriate elevation for the initial 1.5 inch gravel. Concrete is cured. We poured the concrete yesterday for foundation of our bridge. The rest of the guys are over here getting some of the pumps ready. So we're dropping in some of the Surumi 12PN pumps. Those are going to be used for the main wetland filter. Over here we will have a 4,000 to 8,000 adjustable pump working for the jets, and the reason we chose that is because of the design of the pump. Axial flow, magnetic drive. So the nice thing about that is it has very low energy costs, but it could also run very low on the curve. Small wall was built over here. This elevation is going to be raised up. Reason we're doing that, we're going to have a little mound here, kind of creating that more glacier style look to everything. So just rolling ridges and hills and that type of stuff. Another nice mound over here. It's going to tie in. Walkway, we're kind of shooting our elevations because there will be a walkway going through. Right over here, we have to make sure that our pipe elevation is at the appropriate level where it doesn't cause any issues for that walkway. So the key to a successful wetland is having the right mixture of gravel. This is a perfect mixture for the very top layer. It's a 3/4 minus. It's got a good mixture of stuff in there. It's going to give us high surface area, which is really good for biological activity, but it also has a really nice for the root structures of the plants. Next step is going to start coming in with some stonework inside of here, drop in maybe some logs and things like that to create more of a naturalistic shape. Right now, it's a big square, so we want to make it more curvy. We want to get little pockets and things like that inside of here. So we're going to get this big log over here that they pulled out of the woods, and that's going to get positioned somewhere over here on this back edge. We'll probably still need some boulders and things around it just to get it to the right height, but that'll be a really nice start, and that's going to help kind of soften things up a little bit. Gravel layer is completed. We just got to kind of fine tune it, rake it out a little bit, but for the most part we're done. Pipes are in. We have our 3-inch main lines. We have our joint right here, which is footing up for our jets. These are going all the way back over to the intake bay. We also put a tracing wire in here with it, so that way they could always check to see exactly where our pipes are going to be located. Now we're just going to bury stuff up. This elevation here is actually going to get raised up a little bit. I didn't want to go deep here, because if I went deep, then we would have had water sitting inside of those pipes. We want to make sure that that is draining itself down back into the pond. Wetland construction continues, putting in all of the large rocks, backfill and liner over here, dropping in boulders on 2 sides, which is nice. You guys did a phenomenal job over here on these stepping stones. More logs coming in. This is a really cool one, nice big vertical piece. It's got a great root flare on it. We're going to try to set that guy all the way up over there in the back edge. Is in, looks incredible. Remember, we got that other one down low, one that's all got moss and all that stuff in it. This is just kind of a other one. Nice thing about it, had that root flare on it, so we were able to dig it down into the gravel, locked it all into place. Super solid right now. We'll get some aquatic vegetation in and around that. It's really gonna look awesome. A few more visitors that kind of come by on a regular basis here for our projects. Pretty cool. Had a huge change in weather. So last week we were out here sweating. Now temperatures dropped. We had rain come in and it kind of turned everything into mud and slop, which is about typical. You know, started doing some of the work on the edges and we're also continuing work around those stepping stones that we installed. So what we want to try to do with that is we're coming in with that flat stone to make everything nice and clean on the bottom. Let's go check it out. So here's some of that edging work Dave is working on right now, coming in with mixture of soil. We're trying to bury up all these edges, covering up the liner to create a nice clean edge over here. The idea in this section was going to be large flat stones kind of coming out on top of these flat ones over in this section that we kind of installed on the edge of the pond. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to hop over, give Jeff a hand over here. We're going to continue setting some of the bigger rocks around this edge so we can start doing that edging, working our way out. That will allow the team here from Cantigny to come in, bring in more soil so we can start mounding all of this up to really create those really unique mounds and drifts and everything that we've been talking about here. So we are finally making our connecting stream that is going to go from the wetland area located up here on the top. It's going to connect in with the main pond. So working on the foundation for the bridge. So we poured the concrete last week, setting in some of these limestone blocks. Show you Roy and his team over here, Aquascape, is doing some of the detail work. Roy, what do you have happening here for us?
So what we're doing here is this is going to be a walking path through here for the kids, and they're going to be able to play. So what we're doing is we're mortaring in the joints. So it's going to be a low area for water, and we need to get this joint about 1.5 inches down. We're trying to get the gravel perfectly level, and the kids will be able to walk through here and then not worry about falling, and they can play in there.
Awesome. It's looking good.
One rock to another.
All right, so that's the finished stuff over here where Juan's at. Bedding a little bit of gravel in there. Yeah, that's a nice look. Just starting the excavation for the next section of stream. We have brought in our soil over here. That's going to create that little cane, geological feature that's been formed from the glaciation periods. Getting ready to do the next section of the interactive stream. I have a stone that I actually had made in a different project. It was actually supposed to be for the Lincoln Park Zoo. So now this is the perfect location for it. Working on some of the edge stones, coming in with some big large slabs. Just covering up some of these joints and making some transitions just to try to create a little bit of visual interest. Our big rock just arrived, and of course it started raining. So now we are dealing with wet conditions, and that rock, I knew it was big. I knew it was going to be a challenge, and it is. We are trying another plan here, bringing in a backhoe plus our excavator to strap this large rock in place and drop it into position. we got the big slab in there. It took a little bit of time, but we did get it in there. We are now setting the other rocks in and around it to kind of blend it in to the stream bed. We're going to continue working around this entire back edge over here. CK, Scott, and their team are bringing in soil to kind of create these beautiful rolling berms. I can't stress it enough. The whole goal of this project was kind of recreate that really unique Illinois landscape. So these big rolling hills and mounds that were created through the glaciation periods. So this one has been completed. We got our stone work in here. This will get all heavily planted up. Now we're looking at bringing in soil over in these areas over here. So next steps are going to be bringing in soil on the one side of the stream bed, as well as behind that beautiful oak log that we have over on the one side. But what we need to do before that is we have to start setting all of our stones. So we have our excavator in place. We're bringing out some really unique stone, start making our way from that transition point over here in the stream up to the very top of the waterfall. These big rocks are going to create this dramatic waterfall up here on the top. Really nice big craggy stuff, replicating that driftless zone. These rocks are not indigenous to that area. These rocks actually came out of Colorado. We're reusing them on the project because they mimic the same type of stone that would be found in that driftless area. So that was kind of our goal. Chaos on the job site as usual, especially when we have multiple people involved. We have the regular maintenance team out there here that is taking care of all the rest of the gardens. And then we have the entire site team as well, which are responsible for all the ground construction, irrigation, electric, walkways, bridges, you name it. And the reason being very simple. It's going to be a better end product. So we want to work with everybody, make sure that everything blends in together. That's when we get our best results. So let's go take a look. All of our soil's been being delivered. Waterfalls are taking shape over here. So what we're doing while we're waiting for more soil is we're going to steal some of the original clay from the back of the berm. So we're going to take some of that stuff, we're going to use it to build up to the appropriate elevation for our waterfall. Then we're going to replenish that soil that we steal it from with good topsoil. All right, we're getting down to it now. We are doing the last little details, getting everything connected, cleaning up edges, working up on the waterfall, finishing up some of the retaining walls, bringing in soil, getting pumps ready, and starting to wash everything down. Just trimming up liner edging. The waterfalls are foamed. We have more gravel that's coming in right now. Soil has been smoothed out, just starting to grade everything. Scott is washing everything down. We'll be able to start filling up with water. It is filthy, and that's just because we had really dry conditions, tons of blowing dust. Then we had heavy rain, turned everything into mud. We tracked mud all over everything. So we've been pumping, cleaning, draining water actually for about 2-3 hours now, down to the bottom, at least on this section. So this all looks pretty good. So now Scott's gonna shift, come over here, reposition the pump, wash all this junk down, take out all the little bits and pieces, clean all that stuff out. So I hope you're enjoying the construction process here on the Cantigny project. This project has been unbelievable. We've had an incredible time working with the facility here, coming up, collaborating with all the different ideas to create a really unique feature. I mean, the garden here is just insane. So by doing this little water feature, we're helping take it to the next level. We're creating an interactive area for kids that's as well as it's educational. So that's got all the stuff that I really enjoy. The next steps here on the project, the team here at Cantigny, they're going to be putting in the boardwalks, the bridges. They're going to continue bringing in all that soil to create those big earth mounds and those forms to mimic that glacial area right here of northeastern Illinois. After that, they're going to come in with all the different plant material. They're going to plant everything up, and this is going to be over the top. We'll see you on the next project.